Today, we're going to talk about something that can revolutionize one of the most, let's be honest, frustrating parts of work, the group meeting. We're going to see how we can go from relying on just one person's brain power to tapping into true collective intelligence.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been stuck in that meeting. The one that goes around in circles, where the loudest person wins the argument and you leave feeling like your great idea never even had a shot. It's a universal pain. But what if we could actually design a better way to make decisions together?
So, before we can get to the we actually have to start with the me. It all begins with technology that was built to help a single person make a really tough call.
And this quote just nails the problem perfectly. We are swimming in an ocean of data, facing all this pressure to make the right choice and make it fast. Just going with your gut, well, it doesn't always cut it anymore. And this is the exact challenge that decision support systems were created to solve. The solution? It's called a Decision Support System, or DSS for short. You can think of it like a co-pilot for your brain. Now, it's not there to fly the plane for you, but it's giving you all the organized data and the analytical horsepower you need to make a better, more informed decision yourself. So how does a DSS actually work? Well, it breaks down into three core parts. First, you've got the database, which is just gathering all the raw data, everything you need. Next is the model base. This is like the engine room. It's running all the analyses, the what-is scenarios. And finally, the user interface. That's your dashboard, the thing that presents everything clearly, turning all that complex data into insights you can actually act on. Okay, so that's how you support one person. But the real magic, the real game changer, happens when you scale that whole idea up to an entire team. This is where we move from supporting me to truly empowering we.
And this really shows you the leap we're taking. A classic DSS, that's a solo instrument. But a group decision support system, or GDSS, that's the whole orchestra. It's built from the ground up, not just for number crunching, but for collaboration.
Right. So the crucial word here is interaction. A GDSS isn't just about sharing a spreadsheet. It's about structuring the entire conversation, managing the flow of ideas, and guiding a group toward a solid consensus, even if they're not in the same city, let alone the same room. And believe it or not, there's a formal name for this whole field: Computer-Supported Cooperative Work, or CSCW. It's all about finding ways to use technology to help people work together more effectively. So what is it that makes these systems so special? What are the secret weapons that make a meeting powered by a GDSS so much more effective than a regular one?
It really comes down to a few genuine superpowers that totally change the vibe of a meeting. First up is parallelism. This means everyone can contribute their ideas at the same time, by typing. This one thing completely solves the problem of one person dominating the entire conversation. Next up, anonymity. This is a big one. The ability to share an idea without your name attached to it. It encourages brutally honest feedback and creative risks. It shifts the focus from who said it to what was said. And finally, you've got information retrieval, which just means everyone has the same data right at their fingertips. So we're moving from a battle of opinions to a collaborative search for the best idea.
Now, this time/place framework is absolutely key to understanding the power of a GDSS. I mean, look at this. It shows how these tools just shatter the old rules of work. You can have a real-time meeting with people on different continents, or you can contribute to a project on your own time. This is the kind of flexibility that powers modern teams.
All right, so theory is great and all, but what does one of these meetings actually look like? How does it feel? Let's walk through the playbook.
Okay, a meeting with these tools is highly structured, and for a very good reason. It ensures you actually get somewhere. It starts with planning, where you set the goals. Then comes idea generation, where everyone brainstorms electronically. The software then helps with idea organization, which is huge. It groups similar ideas into themes. This turns a chaotic mess into a clear map. Then, the group moves to prioritization, often using anonymous voting to rank the themes. This data-driven step leads to the final selection, where the group makes a decision based on collective input, not just who has the most charisma.
And here's the thing. You've probably used some of these tools without even knowing they're part of this whole world. I mean, from early pioneers like Lotus Notes, all the way to modern apps we use every day like WhatsApp, the principles of groupware are pretty much everywhere. And the impact goes way, way beyond the corporate boardroom. Think about education. These same tools are being used to create global classrooms, letting students from totally different time zones and with different work schedules brainstorm and learn together in a way that was just impossible before.
So this technology has already changed so much, but it is far from done evolving. Where is all of this heading next?
The next frontier is, well, even more exciting.
It's something called creativity support systems. Just imagine tools that have smart bots that don't just organize your ideas, but actually participate in the meeting. Bots that could suggest wild analogies to spark new thinking, or play devil's advocate to stop groupthink in its tracks. We're talking about tools to actively stimulate our own creativity.
So let's bring it all home. Why does any of this matter? Well, it's pretty simple. It leads to better, more productive meetings where everyone actually gets to participate. It allows for more flexible work. And at the end of the day, it helps us make smarter, more effective decisions as a group. It really tackles the core problems of collaboration head-on.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? As AI becomes a true collaborator, another voice in the meeting, how is that going to change what we even mean by a group decision? Will a group even need to be all human? That's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.